Still talking about Earth Science. This is Norris Teaches Science here, another Earth Science Edition video. I'm Mr. Norris, and today I'm going to talk to you about climate factors. We're going to spend this video and two more videos talking about different things about climate. So the goal today is I can describe factors that influence the climate of an area. So before we do that, let's talk about climate. Climate is the year-long average of all weather patterns over an area. This is different than weather. Weather is right now, climate is an average. So what factors affect climate? Well, latitude will, elevation will, water bodies will, global winds will, and vegetation will. So let's talk about each of these. First off, the first factor is latitude. Latitude, remember, are lines that go across the earth, and you have the equator, and then you go north or south of the equator. So as latitude increases, the intensity of solar energy decreases. Reason why is because at the equator it comes in at straight lines. At at higher latitudes, it's going to come in at more of an angle. Latitude angle changes the angle of the sun rays, and there's three zones when we talk about latitude: the tropical zone, the temperate zone, and the polar zone. And think about where you live right now and try to figure out which one of these you live in. All right, zone one is the tropical zone. You can kind of see it right here. Tropical zone is between the Tropic of Cancer, which is 23.5 degrees north, and the Tropic of Capricorn, which is 23.5 degrees south. The one thing about the tropical zone is that it's warm year round. I don't live in the tropical zone because it's not warm year round. I wish it was. I'm not a cold person. Then the next one is called the temperate zone. You can see that that's the green zones here. They are between 23.5 degrees north or south latitude and 66.5 degrees north or south latitude of the equator. Usually, if you're in the temperate zone, you're going to have hot summers and you're going to have cold winters, just in general. I live in the temperate zone. North Carolina, I live in the temperate zone. The polar zone is between 66.5 degrees north or south latitude of the equator to the poles. That's the blue area you see in this picture over here. They usually have very cold temperatures year round. The second factor is elevation, means going up in the atmosphere. As you go higher in elevation, you're going to get colder temperatures. Elevation also determines the amount of precipitation you will receive, because higher elevations mean more precipitation. Next one's called topography. Topography are like land features, and they affect how much precipitation you get. One of these effects is called the rain shadow effect, and it's caused by mountains. You have one side called the windward side, the side that the wind comes in on, and that side it's going to be cool and it's going to be wet. The other side, called the leeward side, is going to be dry and warm, and usually you get some deserts over here. The best way to show this is California. One side of California is cooler, it's wetter, and then you have a mountain. On the other side, you have a desert because the mountains block it. Water bodies do factor in. We kind of talked a little bit about this with ocean currents. If you watch the hydrosphere unit videos, these are large bodies of water like lakes and oceans influence the temperature. If the body of water is warm water, you're going to have some more warmer temperatures. If you have cold water, you're going to have more cold temperatures. I live near the Gulf Stream, warm water. We rarely get snow here. It does keep our temperatures a certain way. Global winds. In the meteorology unit, we talked about winds and global winds. Winds distribute the heat and the moisture around the world. Remember, you have the trade winds, the westerlies, and the easterlies. and they move stuff around. Remember, they move warm air to the poles and cold air to the equator. And vegetation is important too. Vegetation influences the temperature by how much sun energy is absorbed and how quickly it is released. And precipitation, when plants release water vapor from the leaves into the air by transpiration, produces can condense and it can rain. These are some factors that factor in to the climate of an area. I really hope you learned something today, and I'm Mr. Norris, and I am out for this video.